Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were flat as the job data was more or less in line with expectations. The job addition was about 2 lakh and the unemployment rate is around 5.5 to 5.6%, which is pretty much in line with the Fed's estimates. However, European markets were down anywhere from 0.9 to almost about 1.7%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, we have a mixed picture. Sharekhan is running up with a gain of almost about 1.6 to 1.8%. However, the Nikkei is down about 0.8% and SGX Nifty suggesting that we are going to open up about 10 to 12 points higher, somewhere around 8415, 8420 levels. Flows have been pretty strong for the past few sessions. Even in the index futures, we have seen a good amount of buying. So there is going to be some kind of a consolidation in the market around current levels as some of the numbers have not been up to the mark, particularly L&T and some of the companies in the media space. But overall bias for the market continues to be positive. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us some important F&O cues and ideas that we will have from the F&O desk.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. The Indian benchmark indices made a flat close on Friday's trade. As we've seen, the Nifty started the session on flattish note, but in initial number of trades it was continued to trade with negative bias, as many of the blue chip counters like BHEL, GAIL, Hero MotoCorp, Sterlite were trading with negative bias. But in early afternoon we have seen that Nifty showed resilience at lower levels at around 8325 odd levels. From there it recovered sharply and made a fresh intraday high at around 8395 odd levels, backed by gains in banking, IT and pharma stocks. And Nifty finally snapped its session at around 8382 levels with a margin gain of 0.02%. In this period, we have seen that long positions were built up by market players, as around 4.8 lakh shares were added in open interest. It was increased from 2 crore 43 lakhs to 2 crore 48 lakhs, and Nifty futures price increased by approximately 2 rupees. On the other hand, cost of carry also increased by 12% from 8.72 to 9.77%, along with Nifty futures premium increased from 42 points to 45 odd levels. PCR was increased from 0.97 to 0.96 to 97, which is clearly indicating that put option has added around 24 lakh shares in open interest, whereas call option has added around 16 lakh shares in open interest. India VIX was up by 2.54%. It was increased from 13.76 to 14.11%. In the options activity, we have seen that 8,400, 8,500 followed by 8,600 has added good number of shares in open interest. Currently, there is a less difference left between 8,400 and 8,500 call option. In the put option activity, we have seen that currently 8,200 stands with highest number of shares in open interest since start of the series, followed by 8,300 and 8,400 put option also. There is one security in ban period, which is Indiabulls Real Estate. Yesterday, FIs were net sellers of approximately 40 odd crores in future and option segment. They were net buyers of 332 crore in DEX futures. They were net buyers of 114 crore in DEX options. They were net sellers of 535 crore in stock futures. And they were net buyers of 45 crore in stock options. Our 5-day CVM stands at 8,300. Lower range for the market would be same 8,300 odd levels, and higher range would be 8,414, which is our monthly stable break-even point on higher side. Singapore Nifty is up by 14 points, which is at 8,407. So we may see a flattish to positive start in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let me take you through Sharekhan pre-market action report, starting with actionable ideas first. There is a long call on ONGC as the DGH or Director General of Hydrocarbons has approved the commerciality of the oil and gas discoveries in the northern area of ONGC's KG-D5 block in the Bay of Bengal. That's a positive news for ONGC, so one can go long there with a stop loss of 403 and a target of about 417 to about 421. Petronet LNG, some positive news there as the company plans to expand the capacity of its liquid gas import terminal at Dahej in Gujarat by about 2.5 million tons to about 17.5 million tons per annum. So one can go long on Petronet LNG with a stop loss of 198 and a target of about 205 to about 208. Ashok Leyland, some positive news there as well as the company has appointed merchant bankers to hive off 2 of its known non-core subsidiaries. That's a positive for Ashok Leyland, so one can go long there with a stop loss of 46.5 and a target of about 48.3 to about 49. L&T came out with a weaker set of operating performance, and they have also downgraded their FY15 revenue and margin guidance, which is a bit of a disappointment for the second consecutive quarter for L&T. So one can short that one with a stop loss of 1680 and a target of about 1619. Sun TV, again the operating performance was on a weaker side, and the net profit of the company for this quarter came in at about 154.47 crore versus 169.16 crore. So one can short Sun TV with a stop loss of 330 and a target of about 318 to about 313. Here are the important results that we should be watching out for. Bharat Forge, we are looking at a net profit of 147 crore. MCX Limited, profit of 32.4 crore. Apollo Tyres, 261 crore. REC, 1338 crore. Jain Irrigation, 12.6 crore. And Motherson Sumi, 244.3 crore. Here is a list of stocks with positive and negative bias for the day traders. The stocks with positive bias are ITC, HDFC and Kotak Bank, and the stocks with negative bias are Ambuja Cement, Tata Steel and Reliance Power. In other news and updates, Coal India reported weaker set of numbers. Their net profit fell by almost about 28%, mainly because of the weaker performance of the e-auction. However, on the positive side, the Coal India board has ratified the first 1600 megawatt Pithead thermal power project by its subsidiary and a capital expenditure of almost about 11,000 crore. And Kingfisher Airlines shares would be delisted both from BSE and NSE, and Deepak Fertilizers has brought an additional about 6% stake in Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers for about 65.93 crore. Central Bank of India came out with an impressive set of numbers. Their profit came in about 103 crore, mainly driven by the low provisioning and the improvement in the margins, as against a loss of almost about 1509 crore in the previous quarter. And it's also planning to sell off its housing finance subsidiary, Cent Bank Home Finance Limited. So there could be some positive reaction to the central bank stock in today's market. And Gabriel India signs technology agreement with Koni for commercial vehicles, buses and industrial equipments, auto ancillary items. So that's a positive for the company. And 2G special court hearing will start from today in the 2G spectrum allocation scam. And the board of directors of Jet Airways has given its note to raise long-term finance of up to about $300 million. And it has also got a go-ahead from the Singapore Competition Watchdog. So that's a positive for Jet. That's it from all of us, friends. See you tomorrow at the same time.